Jessica, we should now be streaming. I can't tell, but I'm hoping you can.
Yeah, we're live.
We're live? Great. Thank you very much, whoever just said that.
Melissa. She's on.
I'm going to take a moment and stop our music. I always enjoy hearing it before the service begins. Probably not needed during the service because we have so much beautiful music provided by our Cantor and by Shai. So I want to wish everybody a Shabbat Shalom. Tonight is a very special night because we're going to be honoring Sam Klein, who has played so many roles within our community. And there are going to be a number of speakers to sing his praises. We hope. Who knows what's going to come out of their mouths, though. We hope it'll all be praises. And we're here to honor him because as he makes a transition from student to rabbi, well, it's a momentous moment. And it's a moment that we should point a finger at and say, this is special. Within Judaism, actually within every religion, we create rituals and celebrations to tide us over scary moments. Think about when you give birth, you have a child, 8 days later, well, you want to celebrate this scary transition, this moment. The child has lived and will live a full life, so let's celebrate it. You think about weddings, two people coming together, scary moment. And so you throw a big party. Even funerals, a ritual, we gather together. Whenever we go through a change in life, we gather together to point a finger at it and say, this might be a little scary, but it's also exciting. It's also important. So tonight we're going to celebrate Shabbat, but we're also going to point that finger at Sam and honor him and celebrate him. Because we know that he has made an important transition to rabbi and that he's making a transition to Ohio. And we know these changes can be scary. So we're going to fill his heart with joy, fill his heart with compliments, so that he goes forward knowing that he is a wonderful rabbi. So now we're going to do a little bit of music because it is Shabbat. I'm going to ask Cantor and Shai to lead us in Shalom Aleichem that speaks about angels. And as they speak or as they sing about angels, I want you to think about the angels in your life. The angels have done good for you over the past week or the past month. Think about the angels who help get you through each day. Cantor and Shai, please.
Before I start, just wanted to make sure that you can hear me. If you could just give me a thumbs up. It's been a while since we've had this set up.
And if you can hear me, thumbs up.
Okay, all right.
And if you can hear me, thumbs up.
Ready for Shalom Aleichem. Lie, 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 lie. Shalom Aleichem, מלאכי השרת, מלאכי עליון, ממלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, רוחכם לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון, ממלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. לה 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 ברכוני לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון, ממלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. צאתכם לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון, ממלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. לה 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 לה
It's my honor to ask Shira and Jake Sherb to start off this night of praises. I'm going to ask them to start speaking about Sam. So your co-host, if you unmute yourself and start talking, you will immediately appear.
I'm not Shira or Jake, but I'll talk anyways. So I just really wanted to thank you, Sam, because it's been so nice having you teach us. I've learned so much, and it's been a very valuable experience to me. So thank you, and we're definitely going to miss you. And now Simone's turn.
And Simone's here too. Go ahead. Okay, she's having a shyness attack, but I know that what Simone wanted to share is how special it was when she got to make a matzah pizza with you, Sam, and make it look like your face with basil for your green eyes. That was one of her highlights of working with you.
And I'd like to say that I feel like you've really enhanced our community, and I have such fond memories of the Hebrew reading lessons and the Sunday learning sessions with you and Rabbi John. I feel like you complemented each other so well, and it's been so nice to get to know you. And while I'm really excited to hear about your new adventure, I will miss you dearly.
And Sam, one thing I noticed about you the very first time we got to meet you is just what a warm, exuberant personality you have. And I think you've brought that to everything that you've given to Kol Tikva and all the children's education programs and the costumes. And you're not afraid to be goofy, but you're always bringing depth and wisdom and gravity at the same time. And so I know that as a rabbi, you'll do the same for your new congregation. They're so lucky to have you. We are going to miss you. The Sherblets are going to miss you a ton. And we send you off with a lot of love and good luck.
Yeah.
Sherb and Sherblets, I'll miss you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, we will too.
And now we're going to get back into a little bit of prayer. We're going to sing Lachad Odi, which is found on page 138 in your prayer books. We'll be doing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. Lachad Odi speaks about the Sabbath bride entering our lives. So each Shabbat, we can make a decision. Do we want to stop? Do we want to relax? Do we want to be present? Do we want this sense of marriage with God, marriage with holiness to become part of our day or not? And as we sing, Lachad Odi, we should be thinking about this question. Can we be open to Shabbat and all of its blessings? And if not, how do we open up our hearts? How do we change our lifestyles? How do we, find a way? Because if we can, each Shabbat will become more and more special. Page 138, Lachad Odi, verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. The Cantor rise on verse 9. Please follow her motions. Here we go.
לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל מיוחד. אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ותפארת ולתהילה. לך דודי, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. הברכה בראש מקדם נסוכה. סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה, לך דודי, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך ומאורי, אורי אורי שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה, לך דודי, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. Please rise and face the door if you're able. בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוכם בני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה, לך דודי, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
And now, for the first time ever at Temple Kol Tikva, we are going to have a father-son rabbi team lighting our Shabbat candles. I'm going to spotlight both of them. And let me make sure, I need to make Norman a host, co-host, so he can unmute himself. And you both can unmute yourself and share some thoughts, please.
Well, I guess I'll go first. Okay, Sammy.
Okay.
Just want to say that greetings from beautiful Edwards, Colorado. You can see it out of the corner of my window there. I'm sitting outside on the porch. It's about 70-something degrees. And the candlesticks you see in front of you are Sam's grandparents' candlesticks. About a month ago, his grandmother died, and I'm staying at their former house now. And my wife, who you would expect to be lighting the candles, is en route from taking care of our newborn granddaughter in LA. She's hit a traffic jam, an unfortunate accident on Route 70, right when she hit ski country. So instead of being here now, she's heading to Steamboat Springs, another great ski resort, before she can arrive at the Vail resort area where we live. And just want to say Mazel Tov to my son, of course, and Shabbat Shalom to every one of you. I had a brief opportunity to see how wonderful the congregation is, and I'm very pleased to be, however briefly, a part of it.
I'll just say, Dad, good to see you. Looking forward to spending time with you soon. And I just want to say Shabbat Shalom to my Kol Tikva community. And it's just an honor and privilege to bring in the holiness of Shabbat with you one last time. Well, not last time. We'll do it again.
Should we light the candles?
Yeah.
How do you like that? just when the, oh, it's on. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddeshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. That was a childhood melody.
Thank you both. That was quite beautiful and moving. And I wish I was with you, Norm, sitting on that beautiful deck. That looks wonderful.
Thank you. You have a lovely deck too. John.
And now I'm going to ask Saray Shenkin and Herb Zweig to unmute themselves and to take a moment and speak about Sam.
We're unmuted.
Okay. I am so pleased to be able to share some of my feelings about Rabbi Sam tonight. He has been with us for well over a year, but I feel as if it has been much longer, and that he was not only our intern rabbi, but also a mentor and a friend. From your first meeting with our Renaissance group, to Torah studies, services, visiting during Oneg Shabbat, and emailing about a thought that occurred during one of his classes, it was always easy to reach out to him, and more importantly, to be heard. Sam was never in a rush, was always accepting of our opinions, and not judgmental in any way. He has a joy and sense of peace about him that makes you feel happy. He is interested in everyone and asks questions about our lives and backgrounds. From the very beginning, as we watched and interacted with Sam, we would often say, he's going to be the best rabbi. Sam has certainly used his time at Kol Tikva well, from teaching Hebrew school classes to becoming the religious school director, sharing his wisdom when giving sermons and in Torah study, to being so comfortable on the bima, we feel even more so. Sam loves Judaism, is people-oriented, and shares himself and his knowledge so well. Temple Israel in Columbus, Ohio, does not yet know how fortunate they will be when our Rabbi Sam steps into their lives.
After almost 2 years of interacting with intern, now Rabbi Sam Klein, and observing him, these are the descriptors I associate with him: warm, friendly, wise, competent, joyful, giving, respectful of others, approachable, comfortable in his own skin, and many more. I can cite many examples where Sam displayed these attributes, but brevity is called for here. From our first encounters with him at services or leading Torah studies or leading language classes and so forth, I have often turned to Saray and said, "That was nice, well done." I always had the feeling that his sharing with us brims with joy of teaching and love of his students. He exemplifies the adage about a person of learning and wisdom sharing his knowledge freely. The learned person's wisdom is like the flame of a candle, of a burning candle. That flame is used to ignite another candle that burns brightly, passing on the wisdom, but in no way diminishing the flame of the wise person. Rabbi Sam's acting out holiday stories and their messages with religious school students, with Samantha and with Rabbi Becky, showed his joyful, playful side, while always staying on subject. I want to congratulate Rabbi Sam on his ordination again. I was deeply impressed with his beautiful embrace with his father, whom we've been privileged to meet on our Zoom services. I know that all these attributes are a prescription for a rewarding rabbinical career. Bless you.
It's Ray and Herb. Thank you so much. It's an honor to be with you. Thank you.
And so now we're going to do a little praying. We're going to begin with the Baruch Hu found on page 146. So please, if everyone could rise for the Baruch Hu, the call to worship, and then we'll sing the Shema and the V'ahavta. So please rise.
ברכו את אדוני המבורך
And now before we recite the Shema, let us take 3 deep breaths in, centering ourselves, preparing our souls to say the holy words that speak about our connection, our unity with God. A deep breath in and out. In and out. And one more breath in. Hold it and let it out. And now the Shema.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed.
You may be seated. We continue with the V'ahavta. Cantor.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
We turn to page 158 for the Micha Mocha. The Micha Mocha is that song of freedom we sing after enduring a great trial. And while I don't compare slavery to time in rabbinic school, I will say when you do something for 5, I got both rabbis on screen laughing. I can see Sam and his dad. When you spend 5 years going through rabbinic school, going to classes every day, it does feel a bit like crossing the Sea of Reeds. And you finally reach the other side and you can sing in joy, I am a rabbi, I am a rabbi. I know Sam had that joy of crossing that sea. It was a little scary at times, but he did it and he succeeded. The Michal Mocha, page 150.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, נורא דלות אוסף אלה, אוסף אלה. מלכותך ובניך, בוקע ים לפני משה ומרים, מלכותך ובניך, בוקע ים לפני משה ומרים. ידה די 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 ידה די 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 ידה די 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 ידה די 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 ידה די 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 ידה די 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 די.
We turn to page 162 for Vishamru. Vishamru speaks about our responsibility to both observe and to protect Shabbat. And yet you can't observe it without protecting it, and you protect it by observing it. It's a full circle. So let's remember always every Friday night to take a deep breath and to turn to one another, say Shabbat Shalom, and sing this prayer. Cantor.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. השבת לדורותם ברית העולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית העולם. כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם, ביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם.
It's now my honor to ask Rob Moline, our president, to speak a few words about Sam. Rob, if you unmute yourself, your image will appear.
Well, thank you very much, Rabbi. Every now and again, you meet someone and instantly feel a connection. This is how it was when I first met Sam Klein. He was enthusiastic about his new position as a rabbinic intern in our community. He was like a sponge that wanted to take everything in. He wanted to absorb all that was about him at Kol Tikva. Sam was in attendance at all of our events. He became a valued member of Kol Tikva. In our community, young and old, staff and congregant embraced Sam as Sam embraced us. I remember when Trayvon Martin, a high school student, was shot while walking in a hoodie unarmed across a lawn in Florida in 2012. I remember President Obama proclaiming that if he had a son, he would have been just like Trayvon. Well, Terry and I have two daughters, just like President Obama and Michelle. But if we had a son, I could only hope that he would be just like Sam. I bet many of you tonight feel the same. Rabbi Sam, your journey here has left lasting memories for us all, and I know for you as well. You are now ready to continue your journey, and we know your new community in Columbus, Ohio, is very fortunate to be receiving you. May you continue from success to success. May you retain that enthusiasm that endeared you to us. And may you be filled continually with joy and peace and strength. Shalom.
Thank you, Rob. I'm so honored, and we are absolutely family. I'll miss you. Thank you.
Look forward to seeing you.
And now we take a moment for the Misha Berach prayer. We say the Misha Berach for those who are ill of mind, body, and spirit. If you have names from Misha Berach list, please begin to add them in the chat window. Currently on our list: Pamela Abraham, Bert Brooks, Gil Cherish, Miles Dietz, Debbie Dunner, Jim Edmond, Martin Finling, Pearl Ginsburg, Jessica Israelite, Herb Jaffe, Jackie Jean Michaels, Laura Mitchell, Sylvia Nemiroff, Bryn Pime, Wendy Rosenblum, Wayne Shaw, Marvin Sagerman, Gail Silva, those battling COVID-19, those injured during the recent Middle East conflict, and of course, those injured in yet another mass shooting. If you have additional names, add them to the window. I see we have a few. Claudia Davidovich, Jennifer Lockwood, Miriam Lazarovich, Sarah Adhami, Vladimir Litvak, Sam Gershfeld, Peggy Holm, Jay Goldberg, Helen Truong, and Steve Marcus. Misha Baruch Avatenu V'Imotenu, may the God of our ancestors grant a refuah shlema, a complete and full healing to all those named tonight and to all those we hold in our hearts. And together we say, Amen. Cantor, please.
מי שברך אבותינו מקור הברכה לאמותינו. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. מי שברך אמותינו מקור הברכה לאבותינו. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say
We now turn to page 164 for the Amidah, the standing prayer. And so often when we speak about standing, well, that physical motion of rising means we stand for something. In this case, we stand to show our respect to all that is holy and to make requests of this world for a better world. But tonight, as you rise, think about what you stand for. In this tumultuous world we live in today, with all of its problems, where will you put your energies? How will you stand and make a difference? This is a question that every young rabbi asks him or herself, but it's also a question that every human being should also ask. What do I stand for? As we rise, reflect on that question. We are on page 164. Please stand if you are able. Cantor.
אדוני שפתי תפתח ופי אגיד תהילתך. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah. האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עושה ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיה הכל אתה, רב להושיע, מוריד הטל, מחלקל לחיים בחסד, מחיה הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לישני עפר, מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל, ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיה הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום, יהללוך סלם. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
We now pray silently. When you're done with your silent prayer, you may be seated.
רצון נמרי פי והגיון ליבי, יהיו לרצון אמרי פי והגיון ליבי לפניך, יהיו לרצון אמרי פי והגיון ליבי, יהיו לרצון אמרי פי והגיון ליבי לפניך, אדוני צורי, אדוני צורי וגואלי, אדוני צורי, אדוני צורי וגואלי. Go inside your heart, just be. Go inside your heart and see what it wants, what it needs, what it yearns when you read. Go inside your heart and see. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart
Now it's my honor to call on Liz Newman. Liz, if you unmute yourself and begin speaking, your image will appear.
Can you hear me? Oh, excellent. Okay. Hi, Sam. All right. So when I personally hire someone at my office, I usually tell them to jump in and meld with the existing infrastructure. Find a commonality, and before you know it, it will feel as if you've been there for years. Well, that's exactly what you did. You jumped into the Kol Tikva family with gusto. You endeared yourself to the Renaissance group, the religious school, and everyone in between. The experiences shared and the lessons learned together will remain with both you and this congregation throughout the coming years. Hopefully you have something was delivered to your home. Is that correct? Yeah, okay. Okay, excellent. All right, so just a couple of more words. So some Jews utter a statement upon completion of a sacred Torah reading. It's ritualized as a form of goodbye to that text and is recited as Hadran alach v'hadrach alan. We will return to you, and maybe you return to us. A goodbye is never final in our lifelong engagement with Torah, nor with you. We may have completed this chapter, and you may be moving on to a new chapter far from what we just learned with you. But when the time comes to part ways, we hopefully and prayerfully say, we will return. Hadran alach. Sam, the journeys we take in our lives have no true beginnings or end. Neither should the relationships we forge along the way. So with that, on behalf of the Board of Trustees of Kol Tikva, we present you with this gift and wish you mazel tov until our paths cross again, wishing you all the best.
Liz, I'm so thankful, absolutely beautiful, and I appreciate so much what you said. Thank you for hiring me.
I think you should open the gift now, though.
Okay, here I go.
Sam, unmute yourself so we can hear the rustle of paper.
Trying to spare you the rustle, but okay. Wow. Okay, I can read what it says. Amar Rabbi Eliezer, Amar Rabbi Chanina. Rabbi Elazar, quoting Rabbi Chanina, said, "It is the sages and the scholars who bring peace to the world. May peace surround you and prosperity dwell in your palaces." And at the bottom it says, Rabbi Sam Klein, with gratitude for your service as our rabbinic intern and religious school director, Temple Kol Tikva community. It's gorgeous, Liz. Thank you. Thank you so much. I believe this is Pirkei Avot, yes, I believe so. But this means a lot to me, and I'll take this with me. Thank you.
And now, Sam, I have a few words for you. It's hard to follow Liz. She was so well spoken. So I've now learned not to follow Liz in the future. Sam, it has been a true honor to work with you over the last 2 years. You start off as an intern, as everyone has said tonight, you were ready to participate in every aspect of our temple. Talk about enthusiasm. You were brimming over with enthusiasm. And of all the rabbinic students I've supervised, you were the most at ease on the bima. And that's an asset that's going to serve you well in the coming years. Another aspect of who you are, you showed up more than any other intern, taking advantage of every opportunity offered to you. You never said, I had a class, or I've got to do a paper. You always said, sure, I will show up. And then the pandemic hit, and you didn't slow down. This past year, you became a religious school director, and you excelled at educating our children. And even as an educator, you never stepped away from your role as clergy for our community. I personally know that when my father died in late November and then my family got COVID off and on through December, I placed a large burden on you. I asked you to cover, responsibilities that weren't yours to cover. And you said yes to every request. And I remember was saying Kaddish for my father one Friday night when I wasn't up to leading. And you led services as if you had been doing it for 20 years. You have a polish and an ease that many rabbis never attain. And because of your skill set, you actually gave me the space to mourn and to heal. Intern, religious school director, and now officially, as of last Sunday, let's all say it together, Rabbi. And I was honored to attend your ordination last Sunday. It was so different from past ordinations, without the typically large crowds and the pomp and circumstance that comprise the standard ordination. It seemed to be more connective, more holy. And after receiving your simcha, you seemed changed, as you should seem, because becoming a rabbi is a life-changing experience. And that morning, I was impressed with every speaker. I loved the words your dad shared with you. But of all the speakers, none of them talked about a very basic idea. They talked to you about the burden of Judaism, the responsibilities, and we discussed this after the ordination. Not one of them talked about the idea of joy. And I realized they forgot the words that are found in Ecclesiastes. These words are, there's a time to cry and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance. If you listen just to the speakers on Sunday morning, you would think that being a rabbi is just about crying and mourning and speaking platitudes. But it's also about laughing and dancing and celebrating with your congregants and listening to your congregants. Yes, sometimes being a rabbi is a series of sad events. Sometimes being a rabbi is a series of pits which you try to avoid falling into. But most days are filled, well, with the smiles on children's faces, the excitement of learners as you teach them new ideas, religious services that lift one's spirits, meetings and meals with congregants and professionals as you plan the future of Judaism. And I could go on and on about the joys of being a rabbi. Never forget those joys, because those joys really would give you they'll give you a smile each day. So never forget to place joy at the center of your rabbinate, even on the most trying of days, and you'll find the energy to move forward. There are few individuals that actually grew the number of relationships they had over the last 14 months. It's a testament to your personality that you seem to know more people now than you did in February 2020. People feel connected to you because of your charm and your easygoing nature. Or maybe it's because you're really good on Zoom. I will say that you are skilled in everything you do, and your new temple is lucky to have you. And I know you've called me your mentor, but I will say, Sam, I've learned a lot from you. And not just about how to use Snap Camera to create digital costumes. You've taught me about always keeping a smile on my face, about maintaining enthusiasm despite pandemic challenges, and about looking for strengths in each person. So I've gone from being your rabbinic mentor to being your supervisor to being your peer to being your friend. And I can only hope that as our careers progress, you will look upon your years at Kol Tikva fondly, and then give me a call so that we can reminisce about the past and then share some thoughts about the present and the future. So Sam, here's my key advice to you, outside of joy. Always remember, it's not what you do for your congregants, it's how you make them feel. Few people remember a sermon from 3 years ago, but they will always remember the hug or the kind word you said to them that made them feel differently when they were having a troubling day. So always remember to do the following for your congregants. Inspire them, challenge them, uplift them, comfort them, pray with them, laugh with them, dance with them, and most importantly, eat with them. It's my honor to call you Rabbi. It's my honor to ask you to share some of your thoughts with us this evening. Sam.
Rabbi John, I just want to say that I will take your charge very seriously. and also lightly and have a lot of fun as I become a rabbi. And I thank you so much for everything you've done for me. I'm gonna add myself to the, oh, there you go, perfect. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much, Rabbi John. And I also want to thank Liz and Tina and the Kulti again for this generous gift. I will always cherish it. Thank you so much for this. And Rob, thank you for your friendship and leadership and for bringing me on board wholeheartedly. Thank you to Shira and Jake, Nathan and Simone, and Saray and Herb for your incredibly warm words. I'm so grateful that between Shabbat, Renaissance events, adult B'nai Mitzvah, and religious school, your families have been a part of my life, and you are truly inspirational and made my time here at Kol Tikva so special. On your average Friday afternoon, leaving Hebrew Union College near USC in downtown LA, and then heading to Woodland Hills, let's just say you have plenty of time on the freeway to become anxiously excited with anticipation. It was my first time getting on a bima for such a large congregation. I'd already completed 2 years and 2 summers of student pulpit work in the Bay Area and Alaska. And on average, maybe 30 to 50 congregants attend weekly services in these small communities. But now I was in the big leagues, the rabbinic internship. And if I recall correctly, it was Kol Tikva's blowout Shabbat, and there was 200 to 300 congregants there. I nervously thought about what I might say to this new community who I did not yet know. And I reflected on our synagogue's name, Kol Tikva, voice of hope, and the Semitic root of tikva in Arabic, which means God consciousness. In Hebrew, it means hope. The synagogue community itself is a vehicle for bringing God into our midst, into our lives. Our collective consciousness of God brings us together in such a powerful way that then we begin to have hope. It's a hope that can prevail in the darkest of times and bring us to a better world. And perhaps the most unprecedented 2-year span of any intern at Kol Tikva, I've seen that hope prevail. That first Shabbat with our community, I didn't quite know the full meaning of tikva. After 2 years as your rabbinic intern and religious school director, now I know what it's all about. This holy community welcomed me with open arms, offered me opportunities and connection I never imagined, and gave me hope and a vision of what I could become. I think I can say from the very first time I met with Rabbi John to interview for the internship, I knew that we could get on really well. Many rabbis aspire to be inclusive and balance the spiritual role of a rabbi with the responsibilities of running an organization. Rabbi John is a master of it all. And as a mentor, his guidance and encouragement has been invaluable. I'm so thankful to have been able to work alongside you. And soon enough, I was brought in to lead services with Cantor Noah, whose incredible voice and warm Israeli personality blew me away and filled me with gratitude for the privilege of leading services together and teaching alongside her on so many occasions. I met Rabbi Becky and Samantha, who quickly brought me up to speed on our amazing, robust educational programs between religious school and Chodesh, Kitty, and the B'nai Mitzvah Revolution. And through Chodesh, Samantha and I laid the foundation of what was to become Sam Squared, an education team that would guide our synagogue through the online realm this past year and orchestrate delicate in-person programming. Her partnership was indispensable, and she will be a phenomenal religious school director. As I joined the senior staff, I had the privilege of working closely with Maureen, Jessica, Karen, Clifford, Zay, and now Melanie. Then and now, I am truly in admiration of their professionalism, collaboration, and integrity. I cannot possibly name now all the true mensches and wonderful people who make up this congregation. And I ask you to forgive me for that. But I want you to know that between encountering you
and an Oneg Shabbat, and a Renaissance adult B'nai Mitzvah, or Torah study class, or meeting you in religious school. Connecting with you has been a privilege of a lifetime. Your hamishness and your zeal for Jewish life has given me tikva, God consciousness and hope, and kindled the spark that fueled me these past 2 years so that I could become a rabbi. You know, as we say in Hebrew, not just shalom, but just as Liz said, but in modern Hebrew, lehitraot. Let's stay in touch and see each other soon. So thank you. Shabbat shalom and lehitraot.
And now Cantor, Noah, and I are going to offer Sam the priestly benediction. Sam's actually in my dining room right now, so I'm going to step out and Cantor is going to join us on screen. I'm going to spotlight Sam very quickly. And I'm going to spotlight Cantor if I can quickly find her. And then I'm going to step into the other room as she begins the priestly benediction. Cantor, whenever you're ready.
I'm going to stand up for this.
יברכך אדוני וישמרך.
May God bless you and keep you all the days of your life.
יאר אדוני פניו אליך ויחונך.
May the light of God always shine upon you, be gracious unto you. May it always lead you to the paths that are right, that are correct, and that are just.
יישא אדוני פניו אליך וישם לך שלום, וישם לך שלום, שלום שלום שלום.
May the light of holiness that is found inside your heart, may it shine so bright that it gives guidance and peace, love and counsel to all you interact with, your family, your friends, and soon your new congregants. And together we say, Amen.
Amen.
And now we're going to have Lisa Sage give some announcements. Lisa, start talking and your image will appear.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me? Hello? No?
We can hear you, Lisa.
Hello?
We can hear you, Lisa. Just keep talking and your image will show up. I think we might have lost Lisa Sage. There she is. Lisa, we can see you now. Well, now Lisa is frozen.
Hello? Can you hear me
There
now?
she is.
Hello?
Lisa, you're there.
Hello? Can everybody hear me? Hello?
I can hear you.
Okay. Just making sure because I can't tell if nobody hears me. Anybody hears me. Well, that was a beautiful service. Mazel Tov, Rabbi Sam. Thank you, Rabbi John, Cantor, Noah, Shai, Rabbi Sam Klein for being with us for the last couple of years. Mazel Tov to you. Thank you to Alex and Sarah Litvak for sponsoring this evening's service in memory of Alex's grandfather, Yosef Axelrod. A special Mazel Tov to Sam Klein. We are so honored to have been part of your rabbinic journey. We will miss you at Kol Tikva, but want to wish you at your new temple in Ohio. You're a great person, very caring, warm, a great teacher. The pandemic cut us short, and you encouraged me to learn Hebrew. Thank you for all your teachings, including at Shabbat services. Your new temple in Columbus, Ohio is very lucky to have you. I attended your ordination and loved your dad's speech to you, and you are both lucky to have each other. Good luck to you. We will miss you, Sam. Now some announcements. There won't be Torah study this coming Monday in honor of Memorial Day. And in case you guys haven't heard or read your emails, we are very excited to announce that our Kol Tikva building on Ventura Boulevard, in case you don't remember where it is, will welcome us back in our July 9th Shmooze Shabbat. We can't wait to shmooze with all of you in person. If you're still feeling nervous about going out, don't worry. We will still be live streaming. There's so many programs going on at Kol Tikva, too many to mention. Keep reading your Thursday afternoon emails with our upcoming events and their Zoom links. Thank you all for joining us tonight and honoring Sam, and Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Lisa. I know it's always difficult to do announcements when your Wi-Fi is not doing well. You did an admirable job, so thank you very, very much. We now turn to page 598 for the Mourner's Kaddish. We take a moment and think about the recently departed Arlene Nyberg, who we laid to rest just this morning, who's remembered by Karen and Susan Nyberg, and of course, the entire community. Saul Ratner, remembered by Lorene Waterman. Ruth Bat Yosef and Machal, remembered by Shai and Cantor Noah Shua. Arcady Litvak, remembered by the Litvak family. Mark Binder, remembered by the Heller Binder, Schwartz, and John Tao families. We also think about those who died during this season in years past. Yosef Axelrod, Russell Condella, Harry Cowan, Martin Nagan, Faye Eisenberg, Mickey Epstein, Lorraine Friedman, Norman Garish, Ruth Glenn, Faye Gorenstein, Belima Greenspan, Frank Hirschberg, Luba Holzkenner, Ruth Knopf, Ruben Mandel, Sarah Metzenbaum, Warren Mullen, Gloria Sklar, Albert Stair, Hilda Stein, Max Waldman, Alexander Zinger, and Vicky Zipperstein. If you have additional names, please add them to our chat window. I don't see any additional names, so I'm now adding the words of the Kaddish into the chat window so everyone can have it. I'm going to ask those who are in the first 7 days of mourning to please rise. I'm going to ask those in the first 30 days of mourning, Shloshim, to please rise. I'm going to ask those in the first year of mourning to please rise. I'm going to ask those observing a yortzeit to please rise. I'm now going to ask this community to rise to show their support and love for all those who mourn and for all those who remember. And we have one additional name, Sandy Schwager. The Mourner's Kaddish, found on page 598 and also in your chat window. Yitgadal v'yikadash shmei Rabba, v'amad yivrach yirutei v'amlich malchutei, v'chayachon v'mechon v'chayei d'chol Beit Israel, b'agalav yizman kari v'imru. Amen. Yehi shmei Rabba mevarak le'olam ulamei amaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitraman v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kudsha b'richu. Leila min kol birchata v'shirata. Tishbachata v'nechamata, damiran be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shmaya, V'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mamav. Hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. May the one who makes peace on high grant peace for all who mourn, for all Israel, and for all humankind. And together we say, amen. You may be seated as Cantor leads us in our closing song. Here we go.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. על כל העולם.
And now pick up your Kiddush cups if you have one. I don't think, Sam, I don't think you have one right now because my wife hasn't handed you one. Let's all hold up our Kiddush cups so nice and high. And let's do a short Kiddush because I'm looking at the time right now. Here we go. Cantor.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהים מלך העולם, בורא פרי הגפן.
Fine.
Now, for anyone who's got a challah, hold it up high. I do see Max going to get hers, so I'm going to spotlight that one right now. If you've got a challah, hold it up nice and high. And I see another one. I see Sam still in a plastic bag. Here we go. Anyone else have a challah there? Oh, yeah, I see Tina's. I'm trying to look at all the images. Let's see if I can find them all. Cantor, lead us in the motif over these beautiful challahs.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהים מלך העולם, המוציא לחם מן הארץ בתיאבון.
And now I'm going to turn everyone's, I'm going to allow everyone to unmute themselves. Sorry, that was very funny what the Marks family wrote, if you're looking in the chat window. I'm going to mute all. I'm going to allow you guys to unmute yourself. You can now unmute yourselves as much as you would like. And I'm going to change the view to gallery. And I'm going to stop the